Hello everyone. Today let's talk about the fixed mindset and growth mindset. Introduction. Hey everyone, welcome. Come on in. Let's settle in for a little exploration today, shall we? I wanna talk about something that might just be the key to unlocking a whole new level of potential in your life. It's all about how we think and about learning and challenges. Imagine two little seeds. One in shouted over convinced it is already as big as it's ever going to get. It's sets in the way of scattered of unknown. The other is tiny sprout eager to reach for the sun, believing that enough water and light it can grow into something magnificent. The difference that the fundamental belief is what separates a fixed mindset from growth mindset. We have all felt that the string of failure, that voice in our heads whispering, see, you are just too good at this. That's the fixed mindset at work, trapping us in a box of perceived limitations. But what we have could flip the scripts. But what if we saw challenges not as threats to our self-worth, but as opportunity to learn, grow, and think of Thomas Edison failing thousand times before inventing the light bulb. Imagine he did given up for the attempts. Number 10, understanding the difference. Recognizing these mindsets is ourselves and others. Uh, can you truly be transformationally? And it's the first step towards for a life filled reliance and ultimately greater fulfillment. So let's dig in, shall we? All right. So last time we started dipping our toes into this fascinating, especially the fixed various growth mindset. I feel like it's one of those concepts that once your graph, it is like putting a new pair of glasses. Suddenly you see everything a little dif- differently. Your own limitation, the potential of others, even the very nature of success itself. It's profound, truly. At its core, it's boiled down to this: do you believe your abilities are fixed? Un- unchangeable things set in stone from the money you are born. That's the fixed mindset. Or you believe your abilities you can develop it through dedication, hard work, and willingness to learn. That's the growth mindset. Simply right, but the implications are absolutely massive. Think of it like this: imagine you are given a beautiful but unshaped block of marble. Someone with a fixed mindset might see it and think, we will not, I'm not a, it is correct. I don't have a talent to make anything of this. They give up before they even begin. Something with growth mindset, on the other hand, sees the potential. It might know of exactly what they are going to create, but they are willing to learn, to experiment, to chip away until something beautiful emerges. Now I want to dig little deeper. Let's explore a few key dimensions to this. The first, maybe the most obvious, is the way we approach challenges. Someone with a fixed mindset avoid challenges. They see them as a threat, as an opportunity to fail, expose. They supposed lack of talent, they did very much rather than stick to what they already have, even if it is not truly stretching them. I remember this kid back in high school, brilliant writer, top of the English in class in English, but he refused to even attempt anything outside of essays, poetry, forgot it, shorter essays, too risky. He was afraid of not being naturally good at too, something that he limited his entire creative potential. On the other hand, someone with a growth mindset embraces challenges. They see them as an opportunity to learn and grow. Failure isn't a sign of incompetence. It's just information. It's a chance to adjust their approach or try something new. Ultimately, they get better. They understand that discomfort is often a necessary part of learning process. Think about Thomas Edison, right? Thousands of failed attempts before he finally perfect the light bulb. Can you imagine if he had fixed a mindset? We did probably still be sitting around in the dark. The second dimension I want to touch on is how we are react to criticism. This is a big one and it's something I personally struggled with. With a fixed mindset, criticism feels like a personal attack. It confirms your worst fears about your own limitations. You might get defensive, make excuses, or even shut down completely. You take it a direct reflection of your worth, not feedback on your work. It is used to be terrified to showing my writing to anyone. Once critical comment and I did crumble. It felt like they were saying I was bad, not just a piece I would had written. But the thing, the mindset, criticism is invaluable. It's a gift. It's a chance to see your blind spots. To learn from others and to improve, you understand that the person is offering criticism is trying to help you grow. Even if it doesn't always feels like in the moment, you see it as a feedback on your own. Not your intuitive ability. It is a subtle but powerful shift. It is a perceptive. I have learned to actively seek out criticism even when it is uncomfortable because I know it's the only way I'm going to get better. And finally, let's talk about how we proceed the success of other. A fixed mindset can lead to you see someone else's success as a threat, as a proof that you are something lacking. You might even try to tear them down to make yourself feel better. It's a zero sum game in their mind. Their success is an inspiration. Failure with a growth mindset to celebrate the success of others. You see it as an inspiration, as a proof that the hard work and dedication pay off. You might even reach out them and because you know that their success can be a learning opportunity for you. You understand that there is other enough room for everyone to success and that helping others rises doesn't own potential. I love seeing my friends achieve their goals. It is motivate me to work harder and my own dreams with even more passion. It is a rising tide lifts all boats kind of mentality. Now let's zoom out bit, see how this plays out in different real world context. Take the world of sports, for example, thinking about a young athlete who is naturally gifted. Everyone tells them how talented they are, how they are going to be a star. If they develop a fixed mindset, they might become complicated. They might avoid practicing the fundamentals because they think they don't need, and when they encounter a setback like an injury or losing streak, they might crumble under the pressure. They built their entire identity on being naturally talented, and when they get challenged, they have nothing to left to fall back on. But an athlete with a growth mindset embraces their grind. They understand that the talent is the only straight point, and the true success comes from dedication and hard work. They see setbacks as an opportunity to learn and improve, to strengthen their weakness and become even more relevant. Think about Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time. He was cut from his high school basketball team and he used to reaction as a fuel become even better. He didn't let it define him. He used it as a motivate to him. Let's move to the business world. Imagine a company that only promotes employees who are already seen as a high potential. They focus on identifying and rewarding existing talent rather than investing in the development of their entire workspace. Their creative a fixed mindset culture, whether the employees are afraid to take the risk things because they don't want to be seen as falling innovation and the company because become stagnant. But a company with a growth mindset culturally invest in its employees. They provide opportunities for training and development and their creation, experimentation and failure. They reward effort for progress, not just for results. They encourage employees to take a new challenge and learn from their mistakes. This forest a cultural innovations and continuous improvement, whether they own companies constantly evolving and adapting to the changing marketing. Think about the Google. They are famous for the 20% time policy, which allows the employees to spend 20% of their time working on projects they're passionate about. The forester's creativity and innovation, and it leads to some of the Google's most successful products. Finally, let's consider the field of education. A teacher with a fixed mindset might believe that some students are just naturally smarter than the others. Their acceptance for the students who are struggling, and they might focus their attention on the gifted students. They create a self-fulfilling where some students are labeled as a failures from an early age and they will never get the chance to reach their full potential. But a teacher with a growth mindset believe that all the students are capable of learning and growing. They set high expectation for all students and they provide them with the support and resources they need to succeed. They focus on efforts progress, not just grades. They teaches students how to learn, how to preserve, and how to embrace and challenges. This empowers students take ownership of their learnings to achieve their full potential. The famous educator built her entire method on the idea that children are inherently curious and capable of learning, and that the role of educator is to create an environment that the forester they naturally grow. So whether you are athlete, a business leader, an educator, or just a human being trying to navigate this crazy world, understanding the difference between a fixed mindset and growth mindset can be a game changer. It's about recognizing that your abilities are not fixed, that you have the power to learn, grow, and the setbacks are just opportunities. It is a continuous journey, not a destination. It's about continuously choosing to cultivate a growth mindset in yourselves and this those around you. And I truly believe that if we all did that, the world would be a much more innovative, ultimately success place. And so we have come to end of our journey exploring the fixed mindset and growth mindset. It's been a fascinating discussion, hasn't it? We have unpacked how these perspective shapes of our lives, from how we approach views our own potential, thinking about the stories we share, like that the artist who initially thought the talent was in it intent only to blossoms with the students